Welcome back to In Your Money, and tonight we're talking short-term insurances. My guests Christelle Fourie and Craig Pogir. You can now call us 011-2803-899. Let's first take our caller of the evening. Fourie, please go ahead with the question.
Good evening. I'm an insurance broker in Stellenbosch, and I have a client, the local theatre company, and we have a problem with the Stellenbosch Town Council because we rent property from them. And in the property there's a wooden stage for outdoor functions, and a blue gum tree branch broke off and damaged the stage. And we've got the Stellenbosch Council for holding them responsible, and we've been referred to their insurance company. We don't have any insight into what the policy document looks like, besides the fact that we've given the park section warning to prune the branches some time before, which they didn't do, and the branch fell and broke our stage. We want to know, and they've come back and rejected our claim. That's the key. I'd like to know which way to go, because now I don't know what to say and what to say to anybody. Can I ask some advice there, please? Sure.
I'm going to let Craig answer that. I'll let him think about it while I take my next call. Ivan, good evening. Go ahead with the question.
Hello.
Go ahead with the question.
Brian, hi. Brian, if my broker has given me incorrect advice and the claim is repudiated, do I have any recourse against the broker? And does he have, or is he required to have professional indemnity insurance?
Okay, Ivan, thanks a lot for that. Craig, let's talk about that branch falling down and Fouille's question. He hasn't had sight of the policy. Sure. They've repudiated his claim against them.
I think first he's going to have difficulty in having sight of the policy. The question is, what caused that branch to actually break? Was it as a result of an insured peril, be it wind, storm, lightning? If not, maybe was it as a result of negligence? You know, I kind of got the gist of the question. Was it the municipality that was acting with negligence? If so, for your needs to actually formalize, send a formal letter to the municipality with the backing of some form of attorney, lawyer, to try and make it as formal in terms of negligence if it is a liability, and if it's an insured peril, you know, the municipality must just deal with it under the normal dealings of the insurance policy, under the actual perils of the policy.
Well, Craig, I'm going to do something different tonight. I'm actually going to give your phone number out, and if Fourie needs to phone you, I'm sure you'll be able to give him some.
No problem.
Christelle, let's just talk about the question that Ivan puts to us about a broker not applying their minds, not providing the right cover, claim gets repudiated. Do short-term brokers have to have professional indemnity insurance?
Well, absolutely, yes. I mean, this is the age of the consumer. So the FASE Act regulates intermediary services given by brokers to policyholders. So I would recommend that he makes contact with the FASE Ombudsman to lodge a complaint. And yes, there's definitely a requirement that they must have professional indemnity insurance in place in order to transact business. So
although the policyholder doesn't have a claim against the professional indemnity insurers, they've actually got to put a claim, and the broker would then have to hand this over to the professional and also report the claim.
Absolutely. He needs to hold the broker responsible for the advice that was given to him incorrectly.
Well, let's just take Justin, and then maybe Craig, you want to comment. Justin, good evening. Go ahead with the question.
Hello, Brian. I recently had a motor car accident which wasn't my fault. Somebody ran into me. I'm now losing my no-claim bonus. I have to pay an excess. Surely government has to do something to protect innocent parties.
Super. We've discussed this before about compulsory third party. We'll come back to that. Craig, any comments you'd like to make on that question about professional indemnity insurance?
Well, as Christelle said, obviously brokers are regulated. We've got exams that we have to do now. There's covers that we have in place. But most importantly, you've got the insurance ombudsman to adjudicate on problematic claims. So if need be, if you don't feel that you're having any joy with your broker, the next step would to report it to the insurance ombudsman office and let them adjudicate on the claim.
Christelle, a little bit of confusion. You got the FASE ombud handling both long and short term. Yes. Then you've got the short term ombudsman.
Yes.
So as an individual complaining, do you go to the FASE ombud, not the short term ombudsman?
Well, the short term ombudsman would normally handle dispute claims via the broker where they don't agree with the decision from the insurance company. But where there's a dispute from the in connection with intermediary services given by the broker, it would normally go to the FAIS Ombudsman. But you know, it would be good for the client just to make contact with either one of the Ombudsman offices and explain what his problem is, and then they would advise him where to lodge the complaint if he's not in the right place. So,
Christelle, let's go back to Justin's question,
yes.
But let's start at a different point. What percentage of South Africans are driving uninsured?
We've got 9 million cars on the road, and 70% of those cars are uninsured. And then we don't even talk about the unlicensed drivers and the vehicles on the road that we don't even know about, the unlicensed vehicles. So we've got a pretty desperate situation in South Africa as far as insurance is concerned. So 1/3 of vehicles insured. That means the case of Justin is it happens very often.
Frequently.
Very often.
Yeah.
You're completely innocent in an accident. Someone drives into you, you lose your no-claim bonus, your premium gets increased even though you played no part in the accident.
You pay the excess?
You pay the excess, and there's absolutely nothing that you can do about it. Now, our government, the South African Insurance Association, the South African insurance industry as a whole, are all working together towards implementing compulsory third-party insurance, which is a very complex task to implement. There are all sorts of considerations. What sort of premium will we be able to charge? You know, there are so many uninsured people because they can't afford the insurance on the vehicles. How will we collect the premiums? What sort of cover will there be? Will it be capped at a certain limit? Who will administrate this? You know, how do we prevent, it going the same route as the road accident fund with, maybe some sort of element of corruption? So it's a very complex situation, but progress is being made, and there's definitely, going to be some sort of action in the near future we all hope for.
Progress has been made on national health insurance, progress has been made on the pensions bill, and now we talk about compulsory insurance. Good evening, Grant. Will you go ahead with the question?
Yeah, Brian, I'm not sure if it's related, but I wonder if you could help me with this. My father's 87 and he would like to go overseas, but the family won't let him go unless we can get him some medical insurance. He's in very good health, but we're finding it very difficult to find him cover.
Craig, thanks for that, Grant. Craig, a real problem in this instance because you've got so many parents who've got their children and grandchildren living all over the world.
Absolutely.
South African parents aging, and now can't get insurance.
The first port of call would be how the actual trip was booked. Very often, the financial institution provides automatic insurance when booking a trip. Via a credit card. So one needs to actually either contact the financial institution and just ask if one can actually top up that insurance and find out all the terms and conditions of that policy. Also, because
that's important.
Because
I mean, once you're over the age of 75 or 80, there must be some quite onerous conditions.
It does become onerous, and of course there are exclusions, but it's very important for that traveller to disclose all the conditions before travelling. So that would be the first port of call. And the second port of call is that individual may have a medical aid that they're currently on that may have the benefit to offer international travel insurance. Other than that, one would need to obviously consult with a professional travel company with the assistance of an advisor to get all the advantages of taking out the policy and the disadvantages of taking out the policy.
This is a real problem, Christelle, because particularly, I mean, I see it all the time, elderly people wanting to go overseas and visit their children, but they're not well. I mean, here Grant mentions the comment about his father, 87, being in good health. Yeah. What about people? I mean, 87 to be in good health is wonderful, but people normally have got pre-existing conditions, and this would be exclusion in the policy.
Well, not just that, motor insurance. If you're over a certain age, it becomes really difficult to get motor insurance to drive. And some people at the age of 75 is actually still quite capable of driving their vehicles. And the reverse is also a problem. Young drivers in South Africa, insurance is extremely expensive for young drivers who start driving for the first time, who have no insurance record, and they get charged extreme premiums to cover their vehicles. So,
well, a friend of mine said to me recently, how do you know when you should tell your father or mother to stop driving? And that is when you start getting flowers and a Christmas card from your panel beater. But we're going to take a short break. You're watching You and Your Money. We're talking short term this evening. Our lines will close, but we'll deal with the emails. Stay tuned. We're back after the break.